go right from the toe down. So they still have that grip under here, but as soon as she switches back, she can get the toe to come right back.
Love it. Okay, so I want to see, as the first switch is hitting, I want to see a good sing.
Yeah.
So it's a predictable second switch for our flyer. Okay, so
And that'll give the base enough time to get the toe. In case there is any movement in the stunt, she can save it.
Okay, so make sure you use your full 2 counts on that sing. Okay, 5, 6, 7, dip, 1, 3. Ready? Here we go. Yeah, good. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 3.
3,
5, 6, 7. Are you done? 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 5. Good job. Okay, so you got the idea. The tendency and what kids are going to want to do is go right away. That's just everyone, right? They just want to do a little pop and go. But you really need to train them to use the full 2 counts in a sing, because they're going to need that for all the other levels as skills get harder down the road. Right? Okay. And whenever we're counting through stunts, it always happens in the very first sound of that count. Does that make sense? So they're holding 5, 6. You know, they are not. Nothing happens until 7, and then it's fast on that beginning part of the count. It's the front end of the count that it happens. Because sometimes, you know, when you're trying to fix timing, you'll have kids going on like the of 7. They're late. I know, I'm really nitpicky. I'm very nitpicky, guys. Right?
Yes. Go on the bluff of the
Why are you going to the wall? You're like, you're so dramatic. I like, well, it's not on the right count. So you guys understand? Beautiful. Okay, let's do some body position to body position, and then we'll do some inversion, and then we'll quickly touch on some log rolls. And then that's probably all we have time for level 2. Are you guys cool with that? Is there anything else you're dying to work through? Great. Okay. So body position to body position. Let's start with a stretch to stretch. Okay, that's probably going to be easy, especially because we have a super tall back squat. If you don't have a tall back squat, the only way this is going to happen is if your bases get lower. It's still prep level, so you're still fine, but they're going to have to get lower for the back squat to grab. Make sense? Do you understand this?
Oh, he'll get to that. So, yeah.
Yeah,
So
as long as he connects.
he doesn't have to get the ankle, obviously you can't reach for that, so he's going to kind of go for more of like the thigh. You just need to be touching. You don't need, right, a really good grip. Right?
Yeah, so opposite heel stretch, we're going to switch to correct heel stretch. Reach as high as you can. Reach as high as you can. And that also means your flyers may have to have a little bit lower of a heel stretch. Like obviously she's very flexible, she's beautiful, but it may have to be, instead of being here, can you drop your high knee here and stretch a bit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ready? Here we go. Here we go. Okay, ready? 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 3. Oh, you can't go low. Definitely.
That was the first time doing that.
Yeah. So you just can't let go, and I know that's tricky. Yeah, you got to follow the whole way. Your left hand. That's right. Your focus has to be on the hand. Okay, that would be easy. Let's do it again. The other option, well, let's do this again. Go. Ready? I get so awkward. Why is this even a thing? Ready?
Grab your shoulders.
Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. No. It's just letting go, right? So it becomes blind. Are you guys getting, can you try and get me just a little lower? I know it's awkward, but you guys are pretty tall bases, right? So let's try and modify that.
Try to squeeze it.
Yeah, grab. Sure. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. We're going to do our best now. Good idea.
Now, I will say, I can tell you another grip. He can sit on her butt. On back. The only thing about warning you is when you're at a competition, it's really hard for a judge to see. So you may get called on that, but there has to be a way to show or prove to the judge that they are staying in contact. So that's why I said, for the end of this, it shows showing the judge that has the contract with it.
The other thing too for us though is our safety bid is actually walk title net, so we did talk about that.
Great.
So let's go ahead and do Arabesque to front stretch. That sounds good, because I think that is a lot easier and prettier, especially with a flexible coil like this, who's gonna have a gorgeous front stretch. Okay? Do you guys understand that? So Arabesque, you're gonna make a connection with that back. Amazing. Ready? Here we go. Wait, we're not doing it.
We're not turning.
No, we're not gonna turn it, just body position, body position. I mean, we could turn it, but we're not. You gotta get it. Wait, face the other way, that way.
So you're
Arabesque.
pulling your front stretch just to the side. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Lower.
Just flexible.
Good. Grab right there. Good. Ready? 5, 6, 7, dip, 1, switch, 3. There you go.
Whoa.
Beautiful.
No, you don't have to.
Just manage the rules.
Yeah.
So that's the easiest way. So like my level 5, my small co-ed level 5 team this year is doing opposite Arabesque high-to-high front stretch as part of to get into our elite. And does opposite Arabesque look awkward? Yeah, it kind of does. We're facing the other direction. So we're facing this way in our opposite. So this looks a bit more awkward, but literally they're holding out for 2 counts, and 2 counts is the dip. Like they are, like that's all, they're like, bing, dip. And they're dipping and pulling the Arabesque at the same time, because you don't want to be holding this awkward opposite leg Arabesque for more than you have to.
Everything's pretty much the same. The only thing is for the third, obviously they have this way back here. So they're gonna have to bring that in. They can help the flyer bring it and put it right where it needs to be in the middle of the stand.
Great. Okay, let's do some inversion steps. So we're going to do handstand, roll up to prep, then we're going to handstand, roll, half turn. Okay? Because we might as well combine those 2 elements to drive our score higher. Okay? So handstand, grab our feet, J it up to a nice punch. Ready? Sure.
So the base is gonna have foot with the back hand,
Flex your feet.
and they're gonna go onto the shoulder with this hand because they found it easier. I'm gonna put it in the switch. Yeah, they're just on the switch. Yeah. So they have, I don't want to put it in a handstand for a long time, but they have back hand on the foot and front hand onto their shoulder, so they can just roll it up like that into their switch. Back squat is kind of awkward because they're like, you have to get over the base's hands. They can't go under or else it'll get all tangled. They kind of have to go over. So the handstand is going to be a bit on an angle depending on how long the flyer is.
Great. Let's do this to sponge. Like this is a step where I would want my front squat to move something else and then stepping in once it's up, because otherwise you're losing the visual. Okay? Ready? 5, 6, 7, dip, 1, up, 3.
Good.
Great. Okay. 3 done. Good. Let's do one more time facing the side.
So the one thing I told the flyers yesterday when they were learning this is you don't want to go from handstand and you don't want to think about coming up this way because that creates like an arch in your back, right?
And your weight's going to go that way.
So when the flyers come up from their handstand, they want to roll this way as you would do like, as you've seen like the handstand ups, they do that exact same thing. They roll up this way, they get their feet under them and then stand up. So they want to do that.
You notice naturally she went like this with her arms. Again, she needs to come straight up the center with her arms, okay? Because now we're going to go into prep, and this is going to create unnecessary movement in your line. Make sense? So you always want to go the quickest way to get to here. That's like the name of your game, okay? Let's go up to prep. Okay? Don't stop.
Roll it right up.
You still J,
Yeah.
J, 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 and stop.
So what the bases get confused with, as soon as you say go with prep, they're going to think foot here. But they still need to pass through this motion, like the J motion. I'm sure you guys have all heard of it. They still need to bring the foot down, and she needs to still be on top of herself. They can't just pull the foot here because then she has to get so much further up. So the J is really important in this skill.
Okay. You ready? Ready? 5, 6, 7, dip, 1, 3, up. Okay. Oh, bases.
Good.
Good. Okay, and obviously that can go to 1 foot, and now we're going to do a half up variation on it. So bring it down, 5, 6, 7, 1, up. Good job. Okay, so if we're going to variation. Let's think, we're gonna handstand. We're gonna do the exact same T motion with our feet. So it's the exact same grip, it's a Ruby slipper grip, same grip. So in this, and as she rolls up, she does a half turn. Make sense? Faces go like that.
Yes.
They haven't done this? Okay.
So for this one, we're going to
Also, listen.
one row later. Will the faces turn to their release?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so go to face the back wall. That's where it's going to face. So let's just set up your guys. Go into a
Are you handstand? Good. Into your slipper. Take it grab what you can grab. One base is going to be on, one's not. One's going to be on the handstand, right? For her to get that. We want to combine both grips. Okay, go down.
Oh, so you're going to do this as a main pass still.
Yeah, that's not
Okay, so main base is going to go here on the toe and under. Actually, we'll go under the shoulder again.
There's on the, yeah, you're just going to
Sideways can just throw up, make help on the shoulder.
Yeah, that's right.
We're just going to try that. Okay? Sometimes you just have to do that. Yes.
Why don't we go to sponge to start?
Yeah.
Ready? We're going to sponge. Got it? So he's on my base. We get you switch. If these two switch, does that make sense? Yeah. Right up. Okay, now.
Ready? We're just going to try it. Just go over the shoulder. Ready?
Ready? Not Susan. Ready? Huge round. Here we go. 5, 6, 7. Dip. 1, 3, half, turning. Keep going. We just did a 3/4 up. No, so we're going to stop there. Good. Backwards.
Yeah, you got a little, the only thing is with this in the back spot, and I can still find it.
Is that what you need? Yeah. Okay, so try without the switch now. Okay. There you go. Ready? Here we go. 5, 6, 7, dip, 1 to the front. What are you doing?